What's going on, guys? It's Henry, back with another video about option trading and making money. And in this video, I'm gonna make it a little bit different. We're gonna talk about mindset. We're gonna talk about how to make $100 a day, $200 a day, passively, safely. I'm gonna change up your mindset completely because at the end of this video, you're gonna realize how much money there is out there, how easy it is to make it if you have the right mindset. Because if you don't, far too many people, they want to get rich quick, and in the process, they get poor quick because they're out there gambling, they're trying to make quick money. Let me tell you, there's no such thing as quick money, guys. I've never seen any business succeed right off the bat like that. It all takes hard work. And if you don't believe that, then go ahead, try it out yourself, try to make money. But in my opinion, you need to stick to a set of rules, a game plan. You needed to stick to a strategy, and option trading completely changed my life. Like at first, I was losing money. My first 3 years, I'm not gonna lie, they were hard. Even though I had a mentor, I worked on Wall Street, I was on the New York Stock Exchange, I was working at this company called Group 1 Trading. I was right in front of the bull on Wall Street. I could literally come out there and you rub you know what every single day. And I still didn't really understand what I was doing because I could see these traders were making money. I can see there was a bunch of brokers on the New York Stock Exchange yelling at each other, hey, buy this, sell that, okay? But I didn't really understand how to actually be consistent. And too many people out there, they think option trading is all about gambling. They think it's about buying and then making as much money as fast as possible. They have that Wolf of Wall Street fantasy in their mind. In all reality, that's just not how it works, okay? You need to get real about making money. You gotta get realistic. Too many people out there have this pie in the sky dream. I'm gonna turn $1,000 into $50,000 in a year. Newsflash, that's not possible. You're defying basically physics and gravity. And if you're thinking to yourself, what is Henry talking about? Why is he talking about physics and gravity? It's because the market has a lot to do with mathematics, has a lot to do with science. It's not exactly a science, it is an art form, but it is a combination of many things, and some of those things are statistics and physics. And that's why Wall Street hedge funds, they love to hire astrophysics degrees, they like to hire PhDs in mathematics, they like to hire computer science. They are not hiring economics, business, finance, or accounting. All of those majors, those business majors, sorry, but lack of a better term, they are BS. They're actually not very hired on Wall Street. And that's because Wall Street wants to find people that think a different way. And that's because the stock market and option trading, they are a different way of thinking. If you just do what everyone else does, which is buying options, you're gonna get the same results as everyone else is getting, which is not that good. If you actually want results, you want to stick to selling options on a consistent basis. At least that's my advice, okay? If you want to go ahead and gamble, that's fine. Hop off the video. We don't need the gamblers out here. I'm looking for folks that have a long-term mindset. Because for me, it's taken me about 8 years. I know it seems really easy right now. I have $2 million. I've traveled to 20 countries. I go wherever I want, when I want. I do what I want. I have freedom of time. I have freedom of location. I have freedom to be the person that I want to be and do whatever I want any single day. And that has come at a huge cost, okay? It's taken me a long time, lots of struggle, lots of mistakes, realizing how to actually become profitable in my investing and of course business as well, because you cannot just get rich by investing your way there, okay? You are going to need some capital. If you have $1,000, you are not going to turn into $50,000. The plan is actually to have a small account that you're trading, okay, in the beginning and learning and educating yourself, right, by watching my videos. I have plenty in my playlist on call options, covered calls, small account strategies, and growing to $100,000 as fast as possible. But as you're educating yourself, you also want to pile in your active income, guys. I did not grow a $2 million account from scratch from $2,000 and it just grew to $2 million. Yes, most of that was growth, but I did add about $400,000 out of my $2 million portfolio, which to me, and in my opinion, is nothing to sneeze at. That is still fantastic that I've taken about $400,000 into $2 million, and most of that was actually a small account, and only recently I started adding more money from my coaching. But most of the time I was growing my account from 2,000 to 7,000, then I took it to 17, and then in the next year I took it to 70, and then I had a crazy year because yes, I was trading Tesla, I was doing put credit spreads, I wasn't actually following the best risk management, and that's a big lesson for you guys. You can take a big risk and it can pay off big, but it is not guaranteed. There is certainly no guarantees in option trading, okay? Or any type of trading or any type of business or anything in life, okay, for that matter. So what I did was I took $70K into $700,000 by doing spreads every single week on Tesla. Yes, it was risky, and I don't think I would recommend that. But at that stage of time, I was ready to either make as much money as possible through trading options or working until, the rest of my life. I really didn't want anything in between. I have no interest in working for a corporation, going to a 9-to-5 job. I absolutely hated it. And my plan was to make as much money as possible in the shortest amount of time and go full time with trading. Okay, I was still in Philadelphia. I was working for IBM out of college. I had already had all my finance internships. I've already had more than enough finance experience at 3 different firms, Goldman Sachs, and 2 different hedge funds. One was a buy-side hedge fund in Philadelphia. So at that point, I didn't really want to work in finance anymore. I wanted to do something else. Plus, finance companies place way too many restrictions on what you can do, okay? So I couldn't even look at NVIDIA without having to report it. Oh, I'm looking at NVIDIA stock, okay? I actually picked up NVIDIA when it was under $40 per share. I recommended it to the hedge fund manager. He ended up putting about $100 million in it. He had a really big fund. The fund was about $7 to $8 billion. So $100 million to them was only a fraction of their portfolio, right? That was about 1/70th of their entire capital, which was only about 1.5%. Which makes a lot of sense, right? These funds are not putting in large quantities of money in any single one position, right? That's too much risk on one position. So they ended up putting like $100 million and they ended up getting out $130 million. And I started that idea. I was looking at NVIDIA. I knew that I was going to take off. There was way too much technology and trends in favor of NVIDIA at that time. And actually, a little secret that I don't really share with people is that I actually got fired from one of my hedge fund jobs because I couldn't really take it anymore. I wanted to trade. I'm a trader. I want to, use my money. I didn't want to just sit there analyzing stocks, not being able to actually invest. So I ended up investing and I ended up getting fired from that job. So that was a really tough situation. And that's where I knew that I really wanted to work for myself. I didn't want to be dependent on any corporation or a boss telling me what to do, how to do it, what time to come to the office. I'm not about that life. I really wanted to be free and kind of do my own thing. And growing up in Philadelphia, being pretty poor, with family that are immigrants and we couldn't really do, anything. I couldn't have any vacations. I couldn't, really afford having a decent life. Like I had to just eat the basic food, have clothes for like 4 or 5 years that are super small on me and not really have any opportunity to go out, restaurants, or have any fun time. It was just about grind, work. It was just about like my family grinding and my dad mopping floors, working at TJ Maxx, selling vacuums. My mom works in a call center. It's just really tough upbringing and I really wanted to become financially free. And for me, you can become financially free from working a 9-to-5 job that's high pay, but I didn't want to do that. I wanted to go an alternative route and I didn't really know if it was possible. But what I want to share with you is it is absolutely possible for anyone. You just have to have the desire, the motivation, and then you need to stick to a game plan, okay? Too many people just give up. They have a good couple of months, they have a couple bad months, they're like, okay, I'm out of here. This is not consistent. Well, it's not consistent because your personality is not consistent. Your work ethic is not consistent. You're not consistent. Because if you stick to option trading, I've truly never seen someone fail. And if you look at my description, I actually have a page with testimonials. This page, you will be scrolling for 20 minutes long because those are the people that took action on my Discord and they stuck to a game plan. You will see that you can endlessly scroll because so many people are having success if they have the right mindset. And the thing is, so many people, they want to learn for free. They're going through all these resources and one person says one thing, the other person says another thing, right? And that's actually not ideal because I've done it the same way. I'm cheap myself. I hate spending money. The environment that I grew up in, I didn't have abundance of money. So I always wanted to do it the free route. But then what I noticed even myself from my own experience and all my students, everyone who actually pays for something takes it 1,000 times seriously, okay? When they pay for something, they don't want to lose that money. So they actually take it seriously. They stick to a consistent plan of learning and they always get results because when you pay for something, it just changes the whole landscape. When something's free, you're like, yeah, whatever, I'll try it out. If it works, maybe it doesn't work. But when you pay for something, you actually feel because you sacrifice something. You're like, oh my gosh, I paid for this. This was not easy to pay for. Whatever it is, $100, $1,000, it doesn't matter. You're like, I worked for this money. I better get an ROI for my money. I better get a return on investment. And that's why so many of my students are very successful is because they have the right mindset, they've invested money, and they're not going anywhere. They know that they want to make option trading a full-time thing or at least a very strong secondary source of income. And that was my goal. I just wanted to make $2,000 a month. That way I didn't have to live with my parents. That way I can rent my own apartment in Philadelphia and do my own thing because it's not fun living with your parents when you're like 23, 24 years old. It is time to move out. So that's where I started to take option trading very seriously. I was in college for a little bit longer period of time because I went to Drexel. That was a 5-year college. And by the time I got out, I was really into saving money because I knew that if I can build up to $100,000 and then that $100,000 can start generating me $2,000 or $3,000 a month, I would be pretty much set for life. Now, that's not a lot of money to make, but I would be set for life in terms of independence. I didn't have to live with my parents and, kind of watch them fight about money all the time. I can live my own life and have my own place. So I want to encourage you guys to take action on option trading, to take action about your finances. And if I can be a resource for you and if I can help you, I'd be more than happy to. As always, I am super thankful if you're subscribed to the channel. I'm super thankful if you like my videos, and I'm here to educate you. Regardless of what happens, I'm here to help you, educate you, and I'm always going to be here supporting you as a coach. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.